This one focuses on the wrestler known as Chris Benoit. On June 23, 2007, Chris Benoit's friends began receiving multiple erratic text messages from both Chris and his wife. 4 of them reading, "My physical address is 130 Green Meadow Lane, Fayetteville, Georgia," followed by a 5th one reading, "The dogs are in the enclosed pool area, garage side door is open." A few hours later, Chris would call into the WWE office stating that he was at the hospital because his son had been vomiting and that he would be flying into Houston slightly later than scheduled. Chris was due to perform in a wrestling match that evening, but he never would end up taking that flight to Houston and he would miss the match. In fact, this call into the WWE office was the last anybody would ever hear from Chris Benoit. After these strange text messages and Benoit's unexplained missed Sunday match, the WWE decided to call in a welfare check at his house the very next day. There, police would find the bodies of Chris, his wife, and his 7-year-old son. It wouldn't take investigators very long to surmise that Nancy and Daniel Benoit had been murdered by Chris, who then went on to leave this mortal coil by his own hand, using his exercise equipment to do the job. While there was an explanation to this tragedy, an investigation would still be called to work out the details, which would only highlight how strange this case truly was. While you might assume a crime like this might happen because of domestic problems that brew for a long time and then blow up in a spectacular manner, possibly fueled by drugs and alcohol, the Benoit case is quite a bit different. Chris and his wife did have their fair share of problems, but there was a completely different factor that likely initiated this tragedy. During the autopsy of Benoit's body, doctors found that Chris's brain had been severely damaged, likely due to the repeated untreated concussions he suffered as a WWE performer, pulling off stunts like willingly taking blows to the back of the head. This trauma was so bad that the doctor said Benoit's brain most resembled that of an 85-year-old Alzheimer's patient, and that Chris most likely had been suffering from severe dementia in the days and weeks leading up to his death. On top of this, the toxicology report showed that Benoit's testosterone levels had exceeded the normal limit by 10 times, which was due to the testosterone boosters he had been taking. An overload of testosterone causes intense mood swings. Pair this with severe dementia, and Chris Benoit likely had a psychotic break that ultimately led to the demise of his entire family.